is going on with Halo, man? This is a franchise that has been mismanaged since its literal inception. We have gone years and years and years expecting the absolute worst out of this series because it seems like the brains behind it just don't know what made it so special in the first place. Now, I'm coming to you as a fan of Halo more than most people. I love Halo. This is my original Halo copy. I've played that game about literally 500 times, not an exaggeration. Halo 2 and 3, I think, are absolute fantastic games. Halo Reach is one of my favorite games ever, and I think once it got beyond that, the entire thing fell apart, and we as Halo fans have basically been sitting here waiting for another great Halo game for years now. And yes, Halo Campaign Evolved is weeks away from coming out, and it does look like they're figuring out finally how to give us a Halo game that we've always wanted. It just so happens to be a remake of Halo 1, which, I mean, if you're following that blueprint, you're gonna come out with a great game. You really, if you're only really remaking it, you can't really do anything to make it worse. I understand there are a lot of people that hate that they're making it more modern to make it more appealing to a modern gaming audience. For example, adding aiming down sight, adding sprint, changing up a little bit of the level design and the combat structure. I understand that. I know that there are big time Halo people who are just huge fans of the original that feel like that is completely, you can't be doing that and that they're ruining everything. I, on the other hand, as somebody who's played literally a bazillion hours of Halo, I'm all for it, dude. I think the game looks fantastic. I think the customization with skulls and being able to play in third person and kind of being able to play how you want, even being able to play exactly like how it was in the original, I think that's great. That's not really what I care about, though. I care about the future of the franchise as a whole. And to me, as a Halo fan, and as somebody who believes that Halo is really something that should be the absolute face of Xbox and that they should treat Halo as like their prized possession, I feel like Halo has been entirely mismanaged. Which is why today I want to talk about the most recent allegations against Halo Studios, formerly 343, and now the people behind Halo Campaign Evolved. So this news comes to us from Rebs Gaming. My new video report provides all the information you need to realize that Halo Studios leadership must change. This goes beyond bad behavior. Their leadership completely mismanaged Halo Campaign Evolved, which is a reason why they canceled the multiplayer project. Leadership changes must happen to save Xbox's most important franchise. As a side note, these problems were previously made aware to Microsoft HR and legal, but they chose to ignore them. So Rebs Gaming did a deep dive where he basically talked to a bunch of people who work at Halo Studios and got insight into what it's really like to work there, and that Pierre Heinz, who's the head of the studio, is basically a tyrant to work for. Here's a direct quote from somebody: "I was verbally blasted by Pierre. It's emotional and shocking. And to this day, I cannot believe Microsoft HR and Microsoft Legal did not give me the time of day. Pierre literally told me to get the fuck out of the studio. It traumatized me." Here's the thing about this, okay? I believe that Halo Studios is 100% mismanaged. I believe that 343 was 100% mismanaged. I believe that Bungie was 100% mismanaged. I think that Halo has been mismanaged since its inception. There's been troubles with developing Halo 2, there was troubles with developing Halo 3, and Bungie wanted off of it after that, but they were forced through Microsoft and through contracts to keep delivering product. And they did, and they did a great job, and then they moved on. But the development wasn't exactly perfect. The internal structure of that studio was definitely not perfect. The people working there were definitely not perfect. And it seems like it's only gotten worse. Employees have reported that Pierre Heinz has been berating development teams, causing fear of presenting work, dismissive response to work-life balance concerns, stating, "I don't give a fuck," downplaying employee questions about full-time roles or advancement, cruel treatment of longtime friend and colleague Michael Farney, who's the former head of production and executive producer for Campaign Evolved, leading to demotion, medical leave, and then being let go during that leave, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, but I mean, maybe they have a different structure or different laws. I'm pretty sure that's fucking illegal. I'm pretty sure there's a case there, but poor project management on Campaign Evolved, constant priority changes, lack of roadmaps and planning, then blaming the team despite their efforts to salvage it. Let me tell you this. As somebody who has worked corporate, as somebody who has worked several different jobs, I can tell you that people like this exist at not every company, but my God, dude, every fucking company is filled with goddamn morons like this who think that because you work for them, that you're their slave. They scream at you, they yell at you, they throw things, they tell you to get fucked, they say your stuff sucks, they have problems when you take time off, they have problems when you stay long, they have problems when you leave early, they have problems with everything. These people exist everywhere, dude. This is upper management. This is how they are. They're controlling. They are self-centered. They don't care about you. They care about money. They get to take advantage of all the stuff. You don't get to take advantage of everything, of anything. The rules don't apply to them. They apply to you. That's just how these things are. I totally understand. You know, this guy saying, I can't believe Microsoft HR and Microsoft Legal did not give me the time of day. Guess what, dude? Because they trust this guy to run the studio how they want it run. He's producing results. They apparently put this game together in like 3 years. That's quick time, man. That's what they care about. Did it come in under budget? Did it come in within the time frame that they set? That's what matters, dude. They don't care if this guy's yelling at you. They don't care. And there's reports, you know, several people reported him to HR saying like, oh, he was really mean. He's really scary and mean. He yells. They don't give a fuck, dude. Yeah, sure, they might tell him. And apparently, according to Rebs Gaming, he had to apologize to the staff during one of the team meetings. He probably said, hey guys, sorry, I got a little, like, you know, I'm just so like invigorated by this that like, you know, sometimes I let my emotions get the better of me or something like that. That's a classic thing that these types of people say. This happens everywhere, dude, everywhere. They do not care. They don't care. The only time they'll care is if somebody, you know, somebody upper management sexually assaults somebody or something like that. Now it's a problem. Now we can't really cover it up as much anymore. So now it's an issue. But somebody being yelled at, I don't care. This guy throwing something or slamming a door or whatever like that, dude. I'm telling you, it happens everywhere. Dismissive response to work-life balance concerns, saying, I don't give a fuck, because they will replace you in a heartbeat, dude. In a heartbeat. You don't think there's so many people lining up, waiting, and just hoping that they could get their foot in the door and work on a Halo game? They don't care. These people are like, dude, listen, if I tell you we're doing crunch time and you need to be here from 9 a.m. to fucking 9 p.m. and you're telling me you want to go home, fuck off. You're fired. We'll hire the next guy. That's what they think. Which is fucked. Believe me, I hate corporate shit. I hate all these fucking people. I think all these people that are in these types of positions are absolutely abusing their power. I think they treat everybody like scum, and they think that they can because they're paid the big bucks. They're in charge. So you listen to me, fuck you. That's what they think. And does it produce a great product? Sometimes, which is not me saying that this is what should be done and that this is what you need to produce a good product. But if you think this kind of stuff is not happening at other big studios, for example, Naughty Dog, for example, Rockstar, you are out of your mind, dude. This is big time happening. This happens everywhere. This happens at your local grocery store where the grocery manager is screaming at all the fucking employees because they didn't stock the shelves properly. That happens daily. Daily, dude. You don't think the store manager is screaming at the assistant manager who then screaming at the other manager who's telling the regular employees that they're all fucking useless? And those guys get paid fucking minimum wage. It happens everywhere, man. This is how the world works. And it absolutely sucks. And yes, I agree that we should stand up to it. And the people working on Halo should stand up to it because they should say, this is fucking up with everything. And we're unable to work properly. And it's why the game is going to have issues or why the game is taking long or whatever like that, because we don't want to be treated like slaves. Totally agree. You shouldn't have to be treated like a slave to produce a game. You should just be able to work on a game as a team and get the game done. That's realistically how it should be. But there are people who will take advantage of that and who will push that to the limit. And will the corporate overlords care? No, dude. Until it affects their bottom line, they don't give a shit, man. If this game comes out and it's buggy as shit and it doesn't sell any copies, yes, there will be a management switch up, guaranteed. But if that's not the case, they're gonna say this guy did it. He released a Halo game that sold this X many copies. We made X many dollars. Absolutely, here's your bonus. Get to work on the next one. You'll be rewarded for the behavior. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Yes, would I like Halo to be handed off to a team that is nice and respectful and actually knows what they're doing with the series and can produce the next great big Halo game? Absolutely, man. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. I, for one, think that Halo Campaign Evolved does look like a very cool game. I think it probably looks like one of the best looking Unreal Engine 5 games that there is. It looks stunning. Halo 1 is one of my favorite games ever. It's an excellent game. They're literally just copying that and remaking it, making it a little bit more modern, so it's guaranteed to be great. I think the only thing that's holding it off is that potentially it won't run that well, maybe, or it does. I think that Halo has been in a bad spot for a very long time. Hearing that Halo Studios is having issues behind the scenes does not surprise me. 343 was a disaster, dude. Halo itself has been a disaster for years. None of it surprises me at this point. And none of it will change, dude. None. Because Xbox seems to not give a single fuck that Halo has been kicked to the side, stepped on, spat on, and told to fuck itself, dude. They don't seem to care. Halo should be like boom, like, oh my God, Xbox, boom, Halo. They're tied together, they're one. And they seem to be like, whatever. We have Gears of War. Gears has not sold anywhere near as many copies as Halo has. Maybe focus on Halo, but they're remaking Halo 1, and that's the step towards a new, brighter Halo future. So we're led to believe. Do I believe it? We'll see. But is anything going to change the studio? I highly doubt it. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. This is what people deal with on a day-to-day basis everywhere. It fucking sucks, but I don't think it's gonna change. Unless this Halo absolutely falls flat. So hey, if you want change, here's what you should do. Do not buy the new Halo game. Don't buy the early access. Don't buy it at all. That's how things will be changed at Xbox and at Halo Studios. Don't buy the game.